This is an NBC 10 News podcast.
In the Providence mayoral race, the Democrats are getting all the attention. Mayor Smiley, the incumbent, wants another bite at the apple versus David Morales, who is very astute on social media, but also controversial in some respects. So those two have been going back and forth. In the meantime, there is a Republican running, believe it or not. Maybe that's news to you. He's Dave Talan. He's been involved in civics and politics in Providence and across the state for a long time. He is running again. Why is that, Dave? Is it because no one else is running? Well, maybe so. You've been active in civics and politics for a while. In fact, you've run for several offices before.
I have. My biggest background as a community activist, Gene. Like I said, I'm president of the Reservoir Triangle Neighborhood Association. We've developed 4 parks on Mashpog Pond, biggest body of water in the city. We work with the police, fire. We've adopted 2 schools in the neighborhood, and mainly we just help people to get to know their neighbors and their neighborhood a little bit better.
Well, listen, you can get things done as a neighborhood activist. I don't know about running for mayor as a Republican in Providence. Well, to say it's a heavy lift is an understatement.
It is, but somebody's got to do it, Gene.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you threw that phrase out there. Somebody has to do it. Are you doing it because nobody stepped up and wants to run as a Republican in Providence?
Well, we joked that one of my duties as chairman of the Republican Party in Providence is if you can't get anybody else to run, then you have to run yourself. So here I am.
You took your advice. All right. What do you? Let me ask you this. You know, Republicans will get a certain base vote, no matter what office they run for. You can guarantee it might be single digits, it might be low doubles. What do you think you'll get?
Well, the base vote for Republicans in Providence is 15%.
Okay.
So I've got to pick up another 35% to get up to the 50, and we'll see.
You have no illusions about this. You're really running just to say there is a Republican running.
I'm certainly prepared to serve as mayor if I get elected, Gene, but you know, I'm running on issues. It's not like the governor's race where one candidate's calling the other one the son of Satan and the other one's calling the other one the daughter of Satan. You know, I'm running mostly on issues and the things I would like to do if I'm elected as mayor of Providence, and the things I'd like to see somebody else do if they're the ones who get elected.
I know their issues. One is rent control. Morales is pushing for rent control. Morales is a Democratic socialist. I know that Mayor Smiley is pushing for rental assistance, cash assistance. He's also affordable housing. They're both big on that. They're both talking up crime. All right, let's go over Dave Talan, Republican. Top issue for you.
My top issue would be education. That is 55% of the city budget. It's the reason why we raised taxes by $10 million last year. And I have a lot of ideas on how we can reduce the cost of schools in Providence by the same amount that we raised taxes by and even more, and yet improve education for the kids in Providence at the same time. One of the things that Mayor Smiley did a year ago or 2 years ago was he hired a private company to do an audit of the school department, Alvarez and Marcel, which is a nationally respected auditing company. And they came back with recommendations that, contrary to the popular belief that we're spending too little money on education, they're actually spending too much money, but not on the kids in the classroom, on the adults. 30% of the city budget goes to adults outside of the classroom. And that's where there's a lot of waste and a potential for a lot of savings and ways to actually improve the school system by cutting out that spending. The biggest thing I would do is busing. I mean, when you and I were kids, Gene, we walked to our neighborhood school.
I walked to school. And I walked home for lunch, too. But they'll tell you it's a different time.
Well, you know, it shouldn't be a different time, Gene, because, you know, schools are more than just for the kids. They're a neighborhood thing. They're a family thing. Families should be able to get involved. Kids and their families should get to know each other because they go to the same school. And you shouldn't be wasting 3 hours a day riding a school bus to a school that's no better than the one that's in your own neighborhood.
Okay, so you'll revamp the transportation system. You'll get tough with the teachers union, perhaps tougher than the candidates.
On the transportation
you said you would?
I would. On the transportation thing, right now 9,000 kids are riding a school bus. I believe if we adopted my plan to let kids choose what school they go to, it would cut it down to 4,500, save $10 million, the exact amount that the mayor raised taxes by a year ago. On the teachers union, it's unfortunate that during the years that the state took it over, where they had the authority to override the teachers union contract all by itself, they didn't do it, and that's mainly Governor McKee's doing. When he took over from Gina Raimondo, the state commissioner was actually trying to do that, and Governor McKee cut her right off as soon as he took office. So it's unfortunate, but the things that need to be done, the two things in the teachers union contract is give the principals the authority to run their schools and eliminate the work to rule provisions in the teachers contract. And if we did those two things, it would improve the quality of education tremendously.
You want to give Mayor Smiley credit for getting the schools back?
Sure, I'll give him credit for that.
Did you agree? Take the schools back?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Unfortunately, especially under Governor McKee, the state takeover really wasn't working to do the things that needed to be done.
If Morales prevails, the other day he said, hello, brothers and sisters and non-binary comrades. He's a socialist. Will you go after him on that?
Oh, I already am going after it, obviously, in the debates that we're having. I went after him the other night, the debate we had at the Mount Pleasant Library, and our next debate is tomorrow night at the Rochambeau Library on Hope Street on the east side. One of the things I went at him the other night is the anti-Semitism. As you know, I'm Jewish. Actually, we had you as a guest at our temple a couple months ago. Your synagogue,
yes.
And, I'm very disturbed that the people he's surrounding himself with, like he just had the fundraiser in New York, hosted by this woman congressional candidate who attacked Israel the day after 1,200 Jews have been murdered by Arab terrorists.
Chevalier is her name, correct?
Yeah. And she actually attacked Israel right after that, before Israel even responded. And that's just bizarre that these are the type of people he associates with. So that's very concerning to me. He actually took the trouble to issue a news release attacking Mayor Smiley for going to a conference in Louisiana of mayors that support Israel, and he attacked him for that. I mean, what is he thinking?
Well, you have an ally in Mayor Smiley in that. Mayor Smiley,
I do,
pro-Israel. If Mayor Smiley prevails and becomes the mayor for another term, can you work with him?
I think I can.
Do you have a conversation with him?
I get along very well with him personally, Gene. So, yeah, and like I say, I'm talking a lot of the issues and what I would do to improve the schools and reduce spending. And I would love it if he would say, this Talan's got a lot of good ideas. I'm going to adopt them myself and make them happen. And I don't even care if he takes credit for them himself.
And that's 10 News Conference. Thanks for being with us. Have a great rest of your weekend. By the way, make sure you tune into my new show, Gene Off Script, 10 a.m. weekdays on Coastal ABC.